A familiar scene hits El Paso again. A mass shooting, this time inside the Cielo Vista Mall, a short distance from the Cielo Vista Walmart. Viewer video shows people running scared after shots ring out. Certainly a sad day, a dark day for the city of El Paso. Police just providing an update just about 30 minutes ago. There is no more of an active threat to the community. Thank you for joining us. I'm Andy Morgan.
And I'm Carla Draxler. El Paso police are still investigating the shooting at Cielo Vista Mall that left one male dead and 3 others injured. KTSM 9 News anchor Stephanie Shields was at the press conference hosted by the city of El Paso and the El Paso Police Department. And Stephanie, what did they have to say?
Well, Carla, we just heard from El Paso police as well as the FBI and DA Bill Hicks, who were able to give us an update saying, yes, at this time, there is no more danger at Cielo Vista Mall, but that area is still an active crime scene. So they are urging people to stay away from that area. Now, I do want to say police have 2 people in custody. 3 people are injured and 1 person has died from injuries from the shooting at the mall. Now, police did say the call came in about shots fired around 5:05 this afternoon. They say a off-duty officer who was working as security was at the mall and was able to get to the active scene within just minutes there. Now, EPPD is the lead investigating agency, but the FBI is assisting as well as other law enforcement agencies. Like I said, those calls came in around 5:05, and the interim police chief Pacia says the off-duty officer was able to take 1 suspect into custody within a matter of about 3 minutes. Officials also say El Paso Sheriff's Office, DPS, Border Patrol assisted in a quick response time. And I did ask Mayor Oscar Leeser about how unfortunately this incident brings back a lot of, dark memories about the tragedy at the Walmart, which is just across the street, basically at the, during the August 3rd mass shooting in 2019. And this is what the mayor had to say.
No, that was our first concern. When the call goes out, that's the first concern, not only to the community, but also law enforcement. And, we don't know what we're dealing with at that point, but we're going to be prepared for whatever's out there. And we prepared day in and day out for today. And I can tell you that the El Paso Police Department and our partners did an incredible job making sure, securing the scene, securing and making sure that our community was safe.
Now, there's still a lot of questions for police that they were unable to answer for the sake of the ongoing investigation, saying those updates will come as the investigation continues. But they said the Crimes Against Persons unit is investigating, and they say at this time they cannot release any other information as far as the suspects in custody or those victims, but they do say everybody involved in this incident was male. Now, we will continue to ask questions and wait for those updates to come in. But once again, still a lot of questions that were unanswered because of that investigation, including what weapons were involved and how many shots were fired. We're still waiting for answers on those. But I also want to let people know FBI is asking anyone who may have been at the mall as a witness or anyone who has video pictures to send all of that as evidence to a website that FBI will have, and we'll have that on our website as well. Send that. And also, like I mentioned, it's a dark day for El Paso, just bringing back those memories. So anybody experience any, uncomfortable and traumatic thoughts because of the incident, the nature of it, to reach out to Emergence Health Network to help out. Back to you all.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. Also, Mayor Oscar Leeser sending a statement in regards to the Cielo Vista Mall shooting, saying in part, quote, "As our community faced a shooting threat this evening, our emergency responders, law enforcement officers, as well as our agency partners responded immediately to the emergency situation. There is no current threat to the community," end quote. And Texas Governor Greg Abbott also posting on his Twitter his reaction to the Cielo Vista Mall shooting, saying, quote, "I spoke to Mayor Leeser about the shooting tonight in El Paso. I offered the full support of the state of Texas, including the assistance of the Texas Department of Public Safety and Texas Division of Emergency Management to help the city of El Paso respond to this tragic event."
And we have team coverage for you tonight. The shots fired call came in at 5:05 p.m. An off-duty officer responded at 5:08 p.m. So just 3 short minutes before taking that first suspect into custody. Both suspects are now in custody, and we all saw the response from multiple agencies, Carla.
That's right, Andy, and KTSM 9 News reporter Shelby Kapp was the first one on the scene tonight. Shelby joins us live from the Cielo Vista Mall. And Shelby, I understand it's a much different scene out there right now, albeit still an active investigation. What can you tell us?
Yeah, exactly, Carla and Andy. A very different scene from what you all saw during our live shots earlier in the day. Very few law enforcement officers now out here at the Cielo Vista Mall. Go ahead and take a look. You can still see there is one police officer. This is at the back side of the mall, back where the Dillards is at here. And we do still see a SWAT truck as well as that crime scene unit out here. There is still some tape up, but just a very different scene. I mean, this back parking lot was just full of law enforcement. If you go ahead and take a look at this video that we captured earlier just a couple hours ago, you can see just how many law enforcement agencies there are that were out here, how many personnel. You can see all of them up there at the door to the entrance of the mall. Now, we know that shooting happened in the food court of the mall, and I spoke with an El Pasoan who works in a store at the Cielo Vista Mall, and she was able to be evacuated and is at home now, but she described to me the moments they heard those shots.
I was in the back and we heard 5 synchronized shots, and it sounded like it was tapping on our back door at first, or right outside our door to the service door. And then we had our employees from the front that were working there. They ran back and they said, "We see police and people are running," and we quickly activated our emergency protection procedures to barricade us in the back. Quickly after that, we locked the service door, and somebody was trying to get into our back door moments after we heard the shots.
Now, police did tell us that it was an off-duty officer at the mall that was the first to respond and was able to apprehend one person. And of course, tensions were really high out here earlier, as police had said, you know, they had one person in custody, but they said there was possibly another person. And of course, police, during a press conference about an hour ago, they did say that they now have 2 people in custody and that there is no more danger. But people that I spoke with that were out here outside of the mall were calling their loved ones, trying to get in touch with friends to make sure that everyone was okay. Of course, as those reports came out that one person did die as a result of the shooting and 3 more were injured. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Shelby. Definitely a completely different picture that we're seeing right now. But also, the University Medical Center is saying 2 males are currently in critical condition and are being treated for their injuries.
That's right. Those 2 victims arriving at UMC at 5:40 p.m., both males, as Carla mentioned. KTSM 9 News reporter Tani Davis is live there in South Central El Paso outside of the hospital. And Tani, what more do we know about these 2 victims?
Andy, Carla, what we know right now is that those 2 patients came into University Medical Center at around 5:40 p.m. Now, as you said, they are both still in critical condition, but are being treated for their injuries while they're here. Like you said, both are confirmed male. There is a 3rd victim or injured at the Del Sol Medical Center, and he is in, or they are in fair condition over there and being treated there as well. We have not received an update on the current status of all 3 victims, but as soon as we know more, we will continue to update you on air and online on how these 3 are faring. I'm going to send it back to you.
And our thanks to Tani for that. And during that update that we saw from the city of El Paso and El Paso leaders, the parking lot at the Cielo Vista Mall that was right behind Shelby, still an active scene. It will stay that way until the scene is completely processed. And that is why Burgess High School has been set up as a reunification center, as people inside the mall were bused there to Burgess High School.
That's right, Andy, and that's where we find KTSM's Colin Deaver. And Colin, a lot of emotion coming out there at the reunification point at Burgess High School. We could see it before, but what can you tell us right now?
Yeah, guys, a lot of tears of relief, tears of joy, I think, tonight at Burgess High School, as families, parents, daughters brothers, whoever it might be, reunited with family members, friends here. About 7 or 8, maybe 9 buses from Sun Metro taking hundreds of people from the mall, Cielo Vista Mall, here to Burgess High School tonight just a short time ago. It started about probably 7:30 at night when they started busing them over. We were able to speak with a couple of different witnesses and people who were inside the mall at the time, one of whom was in the Spencer's right by the food court where the shooting went down and actually was helping people get out of the mall. But we also talked to another young lady who was in a Hollister store and was helping customers get to safety. But again, at the reunification point, tears of joy and relief, and also City Representative Joe Molinaro, for him, he said this was kind of harkened him back to the shooting, the El Paso August 3rd shooting 3.5 years ago, unfortunately. And I think that's emotions that a lot of El Pasoans felt tonight. But here at Burgess, the reunification point, just again, like I said, tears of joy and tears of relief. And here's what a couple of people had to say.
For me, I felt okay, like I finally okay, I'm safe, but to know that my dad cried just because he was concerned about my safety made me cry, because it's like, why would he have to worry about his daughter when she's just trying to work? So it's not cool. It's just unfortunate, again, the way the world is now.
It's very disheartening to hear about a shooting in El Paso, and it kind of brings back some bad memories regarding whether the shooting did or did not actually happen in Cielo Vista Mall. I'm not really sure where it happened, so it does create brings back some feelings that are not the best.
And again, we are here at Burgess High School where families were reunified tonight. The reunification process started maybe around 7:30, ended around 8:50. 7 or 8 buses reunited families here at Burgess High School. And one thing that witnessed, the one who worked at Hollister, that girl you just heard from, told us was that the mall will be closed tomorrow. They don't know when they're going to be able to get their cars. Kind of speaking to what you said, Andy, this still is an ongoing investigation at the Cielo Vista Mall. We'll have more from the Unification Center later tonight in our newscast.
Thank you so much, Colin. And something we've been saying all evening, this is such an emotional and triggering day for all of us in El Paso. And if you feel like you need to talk to someone, call Emergency Health Network to the number that you see right there on your screen. And former El Paso Mayor DeMargo reacting somewhat along those lines, saying on Twitter in part, quote, I encourage El Pasoans to reflect on their emotional health and recognize if you or your loved ones may need to seek resources to discuss the painful memories this tragedy evokes. May El Paso find strength once again and always remain El Paso strong. And again, if you missed any of our coverage, head to our website, ktsm.com.
We're going to take a moment now to take a quick break.
And we'll have continuing coverage throughout this newscast.